Libra, look, we are going to have Saturn move into a part of the sky for you that has to do with you understanding your daily life differently in some way. And I think that that is such a place of power. It's about understanding that when you focus on what's in front of you to do, that is where the power is. That's where you find purpose as well. You know, I recently saw this amazing movie called Soul. It's an animated movie. It has, I think the person in it is Jamie Foxx. His voice is in it. I would really recommend that everybody watch it because the movie explores purpose. And it talks about how, you know, sometimes we are so intent in our lives, so consumed, so occupied with finding our passion because we think passion is purpose, and passion is amazing. Passion makes you feel useful, which is wonderful. But our purpose is to be present. That's what the Buddhists teach us. That's what so many spiritual traditions teach us. Our purpose is to be right here, right now, with whatever's in front of you to do. Whatever people are in your life, whatever you're learning about yourself through them. And it could change dramatically in the next moment. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you need to be in any moment you don't want to be. But purpose is found by being present for yourself, for your life, and for what it is that is right there. Breathing is your purpose. You
Right.
being able to sit with your coffee, you being able to appreciate that you are an embodied soul, and to be with your embodiment and to know that that's enough. That is a position of great power. And I think that's part of what many Libras are going to come to understand and explore in this time going forward from here. Once we get past March and for the next 3 years, this is an important lesson for you. And it's amazing how the more present you are, the happier you are as well. It's incredible how it works that way. And so I think that's one part of it. Another part of it I'm thinking is, you know, Venus is the ruling planet of Libra. And Venus is going to be moving through, as part of the larger Venus retrograde season, a friendship part of your sky. And so friendship and love are intimately tied. You know, they say that air signs fall in love with their best friend. And that really is key here. Whether you have love right now, whether you're open to new love, is this person a genuine friend to you? Do you feel like you can share on that level of a best friend with this person or not? You're about to get very honest about that. Now, for some, it's going to be shocks, a shocking declaration of love, whether it's you having feelings for a friend or them for you. But for others, it's going to be more playing out in your established bonds where all of a sudden you realize, oh, wow, okay, this is how much I can share with my partner. This is what I can't. How do I feel about that? These can be some of the possibilities where it comes to love, especially in that middle of the year, that Venus retrograde season. Friends from the past can show up in shocking ways. Loves from the past can show up in social events in ways that take you aback. And yet there's something honest there, something true there that can be part of the power of this time. I will also add another layer of what's playing out. Jupiter is going to move into a wealth-oriented part of the sky for you in May. And I feel like this is either you working towards an inner sense of spiritual wealth, emotional wealth, perhaps taking on some journey of psychoanalysis or something that really helps bring a force of healing into your life and helps you to realize how resourceful you are within. But it could be a very practical wealth that you start aligning with as well. Coming to an understanding of defining wealth on your own terms, whether that is in very practical ways, being able to attract funding easier, grants, loans, bursaries, credit cards. They just find a way of finding you now. And so you want to be a little careful with that in the larger sense. But in other ways, yes, this can be a time when you're looking at what wealth means for you in a larger sense, bringing healing, but also healing any emotional issues around abundance so that you align with wealth for a very long time to come, well after this year is over. Those are some of my thoughts. What about you, Tamara?
Absolutely. I saw financial stability finding its way into the Libra's life. I definitely found that. I do think the Libra is going to be kicking their butt for the first few months of the year for whatever they think they shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay, whatever that is. And there's going to be a lot of not being very nice to their own self. All right, so maybe they're criticizing themselves about something that they have done in the past, or they wish they had done, whatever that is. But they're stuck where they're at, and that's just how it's going to be. So what I'm being told is to, let it go. Let it go. And sometimes Libras can be a dog with a bone, and they won't let it go. And that's being their own worst enemy, though, when they're doing that. And I think that having a good friend, like you said, they fall in love with their best friends. I think having any kind of friend around them that cares about them is going to be really helpful to the Libra this year, to help them see where they're being mean to themselves. Sort of, that they need to let go. They need to stop being abusive. Like even just calling yourself, oh my goodness, I'm such an idiot. Saying something like that isn't a good thing. And, we all do it, don't get me wrong, but the Libra may have been down on themselves a little bit too much. And whoever this friend is, they're going to help them stop doing that. And I think the other thing about Libras, many Libras may, and I didn't think I really thought this, but the cards are saying it, so I'm going to go with it. They may have found themselves in a lot of codependent situations. And I don't think I ever noticed that about Libras until this very moment, as I see it. And when I think about it, yeah, okay. Because I usually find them to be quite balanced and, or they're completely not, and that's what they're working on. You know what I mean? But codependence may be an undercurrent of issues with Libras in general. And this might be the thing that you're kind of going to look at as well. So things that you may or shoulda, coulda, woulda, things that you wish you didn't do or you had done, and also the codependent connections that you have and how you depend on other people for whatever that is. One of the things could very well be just for that backup that you don't know yourself well enough and you need other people to give you, adoration or confirmation that you're a good person. Well, Libra, all I can say is you are a good person. You are a very good person. And if you find yourself in that position, please resort to that friend we're talking about so that they can help you through that. But you don't want a friend who just says everything you want and always agree with you, because then you'll get stuck on that codependent stuff. You do want a friend who's going to help you face things in an honest and true way that will actually help you overcome. So there's that. I do think this year is going to be a year where you're not going to be able to get out from underneath everything that you want, but this will be a good year to organize those things that you want to kick off for next year. So just keep that in mind. Even if it still drags itself with you to 2024, you can be sure you will not take it into the next year. I don't believe we'll be starting next year with a retrograde, and that would be good to know. Do you know if we're going to be? Because I do not like starting a year.
Oh, I'm right there.
All over.
So here's the interesting thing. Where it was this year, we started the year with a brand new Mercury retrograde. Next year, we'll be starting the year ending a Mercury retrograde. So isn't that fascinating? But it's also Mercury retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius as we start the year. So that's a very different energy than Capricorn.
So what I'm really feeling overall, there's a theme, and the theme for this entire year is cleaning up our act. It's cleaning it up. It's a spit and polish year. It's like spring cleaning for the whole year. And reorganizing everything and actually putting that good vibration into it. When you're spring cleaning and you're reorganizing everything, and you finally get that corner done and you stand back and you go, yeah, I like that. And then you go over there and do the other. This is what I see this year being. I think the Libra is not going to put too much effort into anything that's too much effort. We as friends have to help them not be so hard on themselves. And we have to help them realize that they may have codependent as part of their default button.
Now, I'm loving talking about all this stuff with you.